Good evening, everybody. Well, here we are again. Hi, Suzanne. Lovely to see you. All right. So, what have we got tonight? We've got similar to last night. However, it is similar but different. Before we start, my name is Lorraine. I live in the Fraser Coast region of Queensland. I live in Maryborough in Queensland. Okay, so as an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia, I am able to help anybody in Australia who would be interested in maybe joining a crafty team, getting together with other crafty people, local people here who would love to come to card classes or whatever. Please feel free to message me or to email me. I will put the email at the end of this. Um, uh, the spiel at the beginning thingy, but I'll put it at the end so that you've got the email there. Or you can pop over to my Facebook page, which is Color Me Crazy Cards, and follow what I'm doing there. Now, if you enjoy this video this evening, it would be fantastic if you could just subscribe, press the little bell so that you know when I'm coming on live, and also give me a thumbs up. That would be wonderful. So I have been working just lately with these elements of text. So I'm going to do a little bit more with that tonight, just something a little bit different. But before we get on to that, I just wanted to say to you, at the moment, we have the most fantastic starting offer or joining offer. So I'm going to put the camera down and you're going to watch me do this because I can't do it any other way. And I will show you what I'm talking about. I'll get that down there. Oh, now I'm upside down. That's not what I want. You didn't want to see me, did you? Okay, there we go. One day I'll get all this right. But it's fun, hey? I mean, like, it's fun because yeah. I'm not tech-minded, and to even be doing this on Restream is a big accomplishment for me, I have to say. All right, let's get back to this joining offer. So we always have a joining offer where you can order $235 worth of products and pay only $169. That is our normal everyday joining offer. However, at the moment, the joining offer is increased hugely. So where if you want to join during celebration, you get the choice of 2 marker sets from the Stampin' Write marker assortments. So the assortments are the brights, the neutrals, the regals, and the subtles, plus a beautiful stamp set exclusively designed to work with them, which gives you an additional 162 Australian dollars onto your starter kit, still for $169. Now, the joys of the Stampin' Write markers are that you can use them on your stamps. So if you're new, and obviously you can't, have everything in the first order, so it means that you can use these Stampin' Write markers instead of actually buying a whole load of stamp pads. So, we have the stamp pads, of course we do, and they're like this. However, I would love to show you the Stampin' Write markers, which I ordered especially for now. And of course, I had a message this morning from Australia Post saying that my delivery that was due yesterday is now due sometime between Thursday and Monday. So I'm not particularly happy about that. However, because I really wanted to show you how these work on these stamps. Unfortunately, I can't do that, but we'll do that next week for sure. All right, so If perchance you're not interested in having the Stamp and Write markers or the stamp set that goes with them, there is another option for you. You can add another $51 onto your starter kit. So that gives you another $51 worth of product. Again, still for $169. Okay, so absolutely fantastic time to join if you're on the, don't know whether to or don't know whether not to. That could be something that you might be interested in. I think it's a fantastic offer. If I was, I wouldn't mind joining again just to get that offer. But anyway, I just thought I'd show you that tonight. That's it. I'm not going to go on about anything else. The Celebration catalogue, absolutely fantastic. So much free stuff in here. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm not actually using any of it tonight because this here, which is free with a $100 order, this beautiful Bloom Impressions 12 by 12 paper, designer series paper, was supposed to come today, but as I've said, it hasn't. So yeah, lots of different stuff in here that you can get for free as well with your orders. All right, that's it from me, and we'll get on to some card making now. Last night I made this card. Yesterday I made this card yesterday morning so these are basic. They're all cardstock. There's no designer series paper in here at all. We've got the stamps and dies, which we've used here, and we've done a bit of fussy cutting around here, but there's no designer series paper on here. Okay, so tonight we're going to change it up a little bit, and we are going to use some designer series paper and show you a different way of doing these cards. Like I said last night, black and gold, black and red, red and silver, all my favorite colors. Absolutely love it. But tonight we're going to be looking at this little card here. So it does have the element of text in the background. Tonight I'm going to try and make that a little bit darker without it taking everything over. We're going to use the splodges tonight, which makes it look a little bit aged, which is really good. We're going to stamp from the Spotlight on Nature bundle. We're going to stamp from that. The little butterfly also comes from that. The butterfly is one of those things, I don't know whether it should be there or whether it shouldn't be there, but perhaps later on you can help me and give me a clue. We've used the, what do you call these things? Stampin' blends. We've used those to colour in the top of here, and we've also, you might be able to kind of see, there. You can just see the shimmer and shine on that. We've used Wink of Stella to move that colour around. So on the inside, I've just popped a little bit of this to go on the inside, and again, I've sprinkled with Wink of Stella. I think you can just see it there. Alrighty, so let's get going. Let's make a card. Let's enjoy. So I'm going to use the same colors tonight. We're going to start by cutting our card bases, and there you go. Something's on the floor already. Can you believe that? It was tidy, and it still is relatively tidy. All right, so the card base is going to be a normal size card base, which is 5 3/4 by 8 inches. So I'm just going to move some of my stuff over so that I can open it. I don't believe it. There's stuff falling in all over the place here. All right. So yeah, 5 3/4 by 8. So let's cut that there at 5 3/4. Can save these bits. These bits are great for putting sentiments on. You know, when I first started, I remember saying, oh my goodness, I'd never be able to stamp on a piece that thin. But it's easier than you think because our blocks are clear blocks. So when you've got the stamp on there, I'll just show you with one I've got here. When you've got the stamp on there, you can see exactly where you're going to stamp it. So that's pretty good. Okay, and then we're going by 8 inches. So I've had to learn a whole lot of new things since I've been doing this. I've been card making for many, many years, and I always used to do the decoupage. I used to do, you know, cut all the little things out and stick them all on top and whatever. I had never had anything to do with stamping, or very, very little. I really didn't do much with, well, I certainly didn't do a lot with die cutting. I did have a die cutter. I actually had what did I have? A Cricut. But it only had one cartridge to it, and it was too expensive to keep getting more. So that's where that started and finished. So basically everything I did was by hand cut, and I used to use a craft knife. So things are very different for me now than what they were, and I'm actually liking what I'm doing. So it's really good. So to get a nice crisp and a nice even fold in your card, you can pop it up against the top of your trimmer. You can pop it up against there, and then I folded the arm back down, and you can put it against this side of the trimmer so it's nice and firm in there, and then you can just fold it in half. And then once you've done that, you can use your bone folder and just make that nice and crisp. Alrighty, so that can go in my box in a minute. Now for the second layer of this card, I'm going to use yellow. This is Lemon Lolly, and the size of this one is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. So we'll go 3 3/4 by 5. And that's our second layer, which will sit on top of, oh, I must have done that wrong. Let's do that again. 5 1/2 it should have been. 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. This time it'll look right. And that sits on the top of there like that. Okay. Now, this paper is called the Boca, something like that. I don't know. It's a photographic sounding name. So I'm just working with that for the moment. Now that comes in with the butterflies, the beautiful butterfly kit. The suite. If you buy the suite with the beautiful butterflies, this paper comes in with it. And you get 8 sheets of each of these gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And you can see the backs and the fronts. So if you don't like that color, you might like that. This one's got more of the splodges on it, whereas this has more of that looking through the lens of a camera effect to it. Both are gorgeous. You get 8 sheets of each. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors in there, I believe, 5 or 6. And yeah, so lots of papers. They are the 6 by 6, which is a great size to be working with as well. So this is going to be my my second layer. So it's going to be 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. So I want to get this yellow in here, this it's on here. It's actually what is it? Daffodil Delight. But yeah, so all right. So we're gonna do this one at 3.5 by 5.25. When you're working with these papers, you can sort of fiddle it around so that you can get the, like if you didn't want as much yellow, you could go for this bottom part here. So, you know, you can sort of choose, or you obviously, like I said, you can turn it over and use something completely different. Okay, so that is going to sit on the top of there. Now, I just want a piece of white that I'm going to use as the insert. So I'm going with 3 3/4. This is where I hope that there's 5.5. Perfect. I'll just make sure that it is that. Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Alrighty, so that's that. Now, never throw away all your bits and pieces. They can all be used for something else at some stage. And don't be scared like I was to keep the thinner bits, because like I said, it's not as hard as it looks. All right, so that's what we've got to start with. We can pop the trimmer over here now and get that out of the way. So we're going to start with our top piece. So this piece here, and tonight, this one I used, let me get that out of there. I used this this text block here. Tonight I'm actually going to use the circle one. I love these. I absolutely love them. I'm a huge book fan myself, so I suppose that's where it comes in. Hi, Elizabeth. No supermarket tonight. That's great. It must be gorgeous having those little lambs. I would love to see that. I'm very much an animal person, as you know. Okay, as much as there is actually a right and wrong way up of these, I don't think anybody would notice. But so last night I used the peach pie to stamp this. Tonight I'm using the pumpkin pie because I just wanted it to be that little bit darker. And I'm just going to pop this into around about the middle of the card. Like that. Okay, so it's still not, because it's a fine text, it's still not overly bright, which is really what we want. Let's put that one out of the way, and I'll get a couple of the splodges out because I also want to put some splodges on there. Now, this is the one that I'm going to use. I'm going to see what that's like at full strength. It should be fine. And again, I'm going to use the pumpkin pie. Last night, I don't know if you saw, but I got plastered in ink, and I couldn't think where it came from. And what had happened, it had actually got onto the side of the block. I found it afterwards. And that's how I managed to get it all over my hands. Alrighty, so ink this up, and if I find this first one's too dark, I will, nope, it looks perfect. Alrighty, so we'll just pop a few ink splots all over the place here. A couple, just random. You don't really have to do anything in particular. A couple of stamped off ones even. All right, so that's the splodges on there. I probably should have turned a couple the other way around, but that's okay. I think I'm going to get my my wet cloth out before I even start tonight, just in case. Okay, so that is what we have for the base. Now, the next step is to take out oops, they're all going to fall out. This stamp and die set is absolutely fantastic, not just for the stamps, but look at these dies. You get all these beautiful nested circle dies, and there's 2 sets. You get 2 sets of them. Absolutely great for doing sentiments. They're good for cutting circles out. Just fantastic. There's so many uses. I use these so much. I use them more than I use the stamps, actually. They're just absolutely fantastic. I love this for that. All right, so now I'm going to take out this stamp, which is the flower, and then I'm going to find, oh, it's over there, isn't it? Take that off of there for now, and I'm going to pop this onto this bigger block. And before I get covered in everything and everything all over the place, I'm just going to put those to one side. So what I did was I actually stamped this in basic grey. So with this one, I put it sort of like in the middle. I'm thinking this time I may take it over to the side a little bit. I'll see what it looks like, because we might show a bit more of the text tonight. Just want to make sure that I've got plenty on there without having so much plenty that I share it with my skin. I might just pop that across there like that. Just push that down. And there's the, well, it's probably ended up in about the same place, hasn't it? But there we go. Alrighty, so that's that needs to be cleaned off. Alrighty, let me just clean these stamps off so that I can get them out of the way. Bit of Stamp and Mist onto the cleaner, and this cleans and conditions the stamps, and I like to do it as soon as possible, otherwise I tend to forget. Clean that and dry it. So this is the wet side, this is the dry side. Then I can pop these stamps back in there, back where they belong. I'm missing a stamp, and it's quite frustrating really, because it's one that I can't ever remember even using, so I don't know why it would be missing. However, it is, and I'm going to have to see if I can find, it's got to be in here somewhere. I mean, you know, they haven't been anywhere else, so it's got to be in here. I'm just hoping it hasn't at some stage fallen out and ended up in the rubbish bin, which something hit the rubbish bin just now, so I've got to go in there in a minute and find out what that was. So how's the weather been today where you all are? It has been stinking hot here, humid, horrible. One of those days where you get out of the shower and you don't even feel like you've had a shower. You're still as wet as you were when you got in, which is never nice. Never, never nice. All right, so what I'm going to do, just to heighten this a little bit, because it does seem a bit bland like that, I'm going to be using the light lemon twist, and I'm just going to color in the bottom parts of the flowers here, just to give them that little bit of a, so you really don't have to, oh, that's the wrong end. Let's change ends. You really don't have to do much. You're just going to put the colour down just in there. And then the same with this one. Take it up from that really dark area, just up and down in there. I saw the other day, and it was this just reminded me of it actually. There's a flower in Japan that I think it's white normally, and then when it rains and it gets wet, it actually turns clear. And you know, like it's transparent. It's fantastic. I couldn't believe it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to move the colour around a little bit with the Wink of Stella. So just popping it up like that. And this is also giving it a nice sheen to it. So yeah, I've got the fan going in here, which isn't ideal because it tends to blow everything around, but I really do need it. We don't have aircon in here. We only have aircon in two of the 3 bedrooms. And I'm certainly not going to sit in the bedroom and do the crafting. It would mean moving everything. This is a bedroom, but this is a different bedroom. Alrighty. So that is the Wink of Stella on there just to give that a bit of a, there, you can see it there, just a bit of a shine. And you know what I've done? I put that stamp away, and I'm going to need it again in a minute to put onto the insert, but that's okay. I can do that in a minute. All right. So what did I do next? I stamped a butterfly. Let me know. Do you think? Yeah, I think we're expecting storms tomorrow, Suzanne. So yeah, it's I think I'm a bit over them now. Do you think we need the butterfly on there? I sort of put it on yesterday and then I sort of asked my husband, and he goes, I'm not sure about the butterfly. But yeah. So if you think we want the butterfly, let me know. And if I don't think we want the butterfly, then I won't stamp one. But we can do that in a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to get a piece of this. Lovely to now. I'm going to make a fibber out of myself. I'll bet. Let's see how straight I can get this. So will I do it on the white or will I do it on the yellow? Quite liked it on the yellow that I used yesterday. Let's see. Let's try it on the yellow again. So ink it up. Happy birthday. Tongue in the right area. Try and put that straight. Move that so that I don't get it all over my hand. I might stand up to do this. Actually, it doesn't look very straight on the block, but anyway, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Oh, no, that's not straight. We'll do it again. Do it up this end. Can you see that? It really doesn't look overly straight on the block. That's better. We'll use that one. I can live with that. If anybody wants to get their ruler out and see if I'm a little bit out, well, that's fine. All right, so cut that off. And I'm just going to trim it like that and like that. Yeah, see, it sort of dips. Where's that? I wonder if I had it on there a bit crooked. But anyway, here we go. So there's the happy birthday. So I'm going to pop that across the bottom there. Okay, so no butterfly. Okay, yeah, well, that's what my husband said yesterday. He couldn't really see the point of it, and it has to be fussy cut. So what I did notice is, like, when you come to where he's got his bit sticking up, it just looked really white, which that was the bit that I wasn't overly keen on either. So we will leave it off tonight. So we're going to do that. I'm also, what am I going to use? I think that one. Okay, we're going to try something else as well, just to be different. Love this. Absolutely love this ribbon. Is it ribbon or is it, what is it? Like, it is, but it's so good to tie bows with. Absolutely fantastic for tying bows. Let me see if I can get one in there tonight. And oh, not like that, Lorraine, you won't. There we go. My husband swallowed something the wrong way because he's out there coughing. Doesn't that make a beautiful bow? Isn't that gorgeous? Let me put it on a piece of absolutely perfect little bow. I'm gonna use my big scissors for this, because otherwise I get into all sorts of trouble. You know, this is so fine that I've just cut that and it's just blown across the desk. All right, so we have this bow, or we can use the dark yellow. I think it's I would imagine it's daffodil, and we can tie a bow with this. This is the one I used last night. And it is pretty, and it's delicate, and it's twisted. Hasn't gone the way I wanted it tonight. Go back. Go back. Wait. Start again. Just trying to see where it's actually. You think the yellow? You think this one, Suzanne? We'll cut that off. So we can either have, I'm going to pop that up onto dimensionals, but we can have the yellow, or yeah, the gold's too big, isn't it? Much too big. All right, that can be saved for another day. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up. Put those big scissors out of the way. I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. Well, I've only got, I was going to take a side bit off, but no, I won't, not now. Pick them off with that and pop them straight down into the bin. And then I'll just pop that up or down. I actually like it down there. Get that nice and straight. So if you just pop it on there and don't actually press on it, it won't stick to start with. So that basically is the front of the card, which is rather cute. So that can now get popped onto here. So I'll do that. I'll get some glue and just get that nicely centered. Goodness me. Slip sliding away here. So that's that one. And then we can pop the main one onto the main card. At least I don't have to cook tea tonight, because last night I made lasagna before I started and Kevin put it in the oven for me, so that was really good. And so when I finished the live last night, dinner was basically already finished. And then when I make a lasagna, I make sure that I make enough for a couple of nights, so I don't have to make anything tonight, which is excellent. Now that's stuck to there. Look at that. Why would it do that? All right, so now I'm going to put this together with a glue dot. I'm just going to press the ribbon onto there. And then pull it off. And I will put, let's have a look. Last night I put it just on the card like that. So we'll do that. Now, something that I'll just chop that off a little bit. These scissors aren't going to do it, are they? They're going to fray it. Of course they are. And that's another thing that I have in this order that I'm waiting for, is a new pair of snips. Oh, Suzanne, did you happen to check out about left-handed scissors yet? I did have a quick look in Spotlight online, and they definitely had some. So I know that's a bonus, not having to cook dinner. Yeah, I don't cook for a week. It's hard enough getting me into the kitchen to cook for one person. But yeah, I like to cook. For one night, I mean. I don't mind cooking, just during this weather. It's the last thing I want to do. If I could cook it first thing in the morning, then that would be fine, and I'd be happy to do that. But yeah, nah. I'm a bit lazy when it comes to that. So it's the kind of we tend to have more unhealthy meals during the summer than we do. Oh, you forgot about looking. I wondered what you were forgetting. I thought you'd forgotten your dinner. And then you just put that you had them in the freezer. No, I mean, they're going to be there, so when you're ready. But it does make life easier, because my mum's actually left-handed as well. And it does make life easier, I have to say. She doesn't do anything now with her hands are a bit, she can't use them particularly. So I actually went into the shops today, and I mean, my mother's 95, for goodness sake, and she's been on. She wants to cover the tops of her arms when she goes out, and so we couldn't find anything for her. And I was showing her how. I might just take this to here. I was showing her how I fashion a scarf so that I can just put it over my shoulders, and so she thought that was a good idea. But then today I went out, and I mean, our shopping centre is here in Maryborough. It's ridiculous as it is. It's going to be even more ridiculous because we've now got Miller's closing down. We've got Noni B closing down, and Be Me and Rockman's closing down. And that takes up 4 of the shops in our 10 shopping centre. So there's not going to be much left, but anyway, looks like. And then, you know, people say, why do we go into Harvey Bader shop? Well, now we know. Yes, I managed to pick this little top up for Mum for only $15. So I'm looking forward to giving her that when she comes to stay with me. That I'm just using as the insert, and tonight I might even. What can I put on there? What have I got? Happy birthday on the front, and then why don't I put dear friend on the inside? That sounds nice. I get a bit lazy when it comes to putting things on the inside because quite often I just like to write. I don't like to have you know, a lot of stuff in there. And I think that does also go back to those days when I didn't use stamps. So I'm just going to do that in basic grey. And oh goodness, I probably should have done this before I did the other bit. I'm just going to pop. See if I can line that up. Put that down. Thank goodness. There we go. Okay. So you're in New South Wales, aren't you, Elizabeth? Just, you know, like everything seems to be closing down. Yeah, they are. And the other one that's owned by that company as well is Crossroads. So we don't have a Crossroads here. Crossroads went from here about 2 years ago, and they're the other one. So we're just gonna have nothing eventually, nothing at all. All right, so I'm gonna pop that in here. I've done a lot of talking tonight, but hey, that's good. That's what we're here for. Bit of fun. Put a bit of glue on the back of there. Pop that into there like that. I might grab that. There it is. Grab the wink of Stella and just spritz a little bit in there. Not too much. I could actually, just because I can, I could just move that around just a little bit. It doesn't seem to be moving the ink very much, and it's probably because I've got the fan right above me and it's possibly drying it out before we even get there. But oh yeah, it is. There is a very pale colouring to it. So I'll pop that there. And do that. That will give us that a little bit of a sheen on the inside. You can see that. And it has moved that colour around a little bit. So, yeah. Now for the front. Alrighty, so we've got the bow, we've got the greeting. We're not going to put the butterfly, so we are going to have a look. So last night I used the yellow ones from here, but let me see what else I have. I actually have these gorgeous little green ones here, which I think are quite sweet. There's the gold. Of course, there's the drusies. And there's these cute little ones here, these little yellow ones from these are from the Citrus Blooms. Gems, not these. We're not using these. So which gems were you looking for? Suzanne, we go 1, 2, or 3. Can you see those? So 1, 2, or 3. Which do you think? These have I see you can sort of see through them. Druzy. Okay. You're like me. You just love the druzy. Let's find the druzy. All my packets here. Oh. Now you're going to hear me clunking around. There we go. Druzy. So we're going with the clear or the goldy colour. Druzy. Which one would you prefer? I actually think the yellow would go, the goldy colour would probably go quite well with that, wouldn't it? Should we use that? Let's use that. All right, so one little one. I think I might put that up there. What do you think? I can always take them off again, can't I? And then maybe one up here. And maybe another one here. What do you think? Do you like those? I actually do quite like those. I think they, mind you, I love them. Love them. They do go quite well with the yellow and with the green and what have you, don't they? Let's see. All right. So that is tonight's card. So it's different with using exactly the same thing. Well, it's the same as that one, basically. It's just different, a different type. Yep. So we like the druzy and we like the gold. Yep. Excellent. Alrighty. So these are that was this done with the same stamp, and they look totally different, don't they? And yet they, pretty much the same. I haven't sprinkled any stuff on the front here because I think with the splodges and everything, I don't think it needs it. And then, of course, you've got the black and gold. This one, I always think black and gold looks elegant, and it can be used for so many different reasons. So I hate making sympathy cards, but I would actually use that as a sympathy card. I don't make a lot of them, and I don't keep any on hand really, but I suppose I should. And then there's this one here. Now I'm going to come on again tomorrow, probably around 12:30 lunchtime, because tomorrow night I'm going out. I'm going out with a huge group of people, a huge group. There's going to be 8 of us. And we're going to see Peter Williams, he's a psychic, and he does platform work. I've seen him a couple of times, and he's really good. But what we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to make a night of it. We're going to go out, we're going to have some dinner, and then we're going to go up for the show, and I'm going to get my husband to take me, because that then gives me the opportunity to have a glass of wine. So, all right, so that is tonight. Now let me come back up to the top camera. That's the one you want, Lorraine. There I am, and I'll just push that out of the way. Okay, so just before I go, I do have a card class coming up on the 1st of February. And then towards the end of February, I'll be doing a card buffet. I also have my card of the month happening. With the card of the month, I give you a PDF with how to make the 3 cards or 4 cards, however many I decide, and everything to make them except for the stamps. I can't do the stamping. You'd have to do the stamping yourself. However, I can put everything else in there. All right, so that's what I've got on at the moment. If you'd like to message me on my Facebook page or email me, then please do. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It started off with 3 of us going, and then I told someone else who was interested, who then told someone else who was interested. Turns out our whole office is going. So, yeah, it should be a good night. And I'm very lucky in the respect that everybody in our office gets on well. We all have a good rapport. We have a good working rapport, as well as, we can all go out together and do some team building as well. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. So that's why I want to come on at lunchtime tomorrow. And also Wednesday nights is usually a Zumba night. So Wednesday nights isn't very good for me anyway. But after next month, I will only be working on Wednesdays. So there'll be my day that I don't do anything. And then I will have Fridays off, which gives me another day to do the things that I want to do. Alrighty, everybody, thank you so much for being with me this evening, and I really do appreciate everybody popping in and having a chat with me and helping me with the cards. It's always great to have someone helping with the cards, isn't it? So I will see you all tomorrow around about lunchtime, and I hope you all have a great night, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye.